Hey, gonna make a short video on installing Daniel Defense Lite 2.0. It's for an Adams Arms gas system. I had it on once, but I had to take it off for some things to check for a fixture I'm making. Check the back and the front end where the carrier goes in. So try to make this as quick as I can. I bought this at Walmart. I just don't have no Aeroshell grease. So we'll go ahead and just grease those threads a little bit. I don't see why you can't use copper anti-seize, but they say to use a grease with the lithium in it helps with proper torque readings from your torque wrench. I don't know if that's true or not, but if that's what they say, matter of fact, before I put this grease away, just gonna put a little on the inside of this. I don't know if this will be beneficial or not. Probably not, but you know, it doesn't hurt to do it. Take the barrel, Adams Arms factory barrel still. I haven't shot it out yet. Kind of just spin that around to get that grease going. Now that's very tight fitting. Let's see. I might have to tap that in. Okay. Got that tapped in. Now the next thing that we do on the 2.0s, you'll see that they only have 4 screw holes, where the 1.0 had 6 total. I had a 1.0 before and silly me got rid of it, but slip that up over. Now it's got the anti-rotation tabs. If you can see them here at my finger. Anti-rotation tabs obviously to the inside towards your upper. Barrel nut has threads and a shoulder in the back. So the shoulder faces the muzzle end. I gotta clean this off because before I had, when I installed this the first time, I didn't have the lithium, the moly lithium grease. I didn't have it, so I used super lube, and I thought that would hold me over. But now that I've got the moly lithium, it's the moly that you want. Just thread that on there. Maybe work it back a little bit. Make sure all the threads are Now this, I don't know how to say this. I just, I don't really line it up because I'm pretty sure the hole for your gas tube is big enough to where if it's off just a little, it's still going to be okay. Actually, I take that back. How this works is the barrel nut doesn't pinch the collar on. The barrel nut just, when you torque it, it just pulls the barrel. This is always going to wiggle until you put the 4 nuts in it, and then they pull it and sandwich it, pinch it against the barrel nut. So, sorry for that. Here we have the provided wrench. Now, I have an inch, it's 32 inch-pounds. That's what my manual says. But my inch driver is not half inch. It's only quarter. So, no big deal. Just do the conversion. There's a conversion chart on the internet. 32 inch-pounds is about 2.66. Now the smallest my wrench goes up to is 10. So usually what I do when I'm putting this on is I just, if I can get these lugs lined up, I snug it. See, there was 10 foot-pounds right there. I just snug it. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say 32 inch-pounds, you know, 2.66 foot-pounds. You're probably not going to believe that. And I lied, actually. I must have been reading something else. It says tighten the bolt up, system barrel nut, and torque to 50 foot-pounds using the supplied Daniel Defense bolt up barrel nut. And I'll let you see if you can see that in there. So, I lied. I completely lied. I must have been reading something else. So, 50 foot-pounds. Whoa, that seems kind of a lot. But let's go to 50 foot-pounds. I think I only did this 30 when I did it the first time, but and I can't remember. Okay, so we're at 50. Well, 50 seems a little excessive. Here we go, though. Okay, 50. Now, I'm not going to put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off. I already stretched the threads last time. So, that should be good to go. Okay. Now, I'm going to have to change the camera angle a little bit because this next step is kind of tricky. At the end, you see if I can get this. When you start this on, you just start it on a little bit because you've got to drop you have got to drop the gas block in and sort of start this on as a unit. Like so. Now what I do is I take my fixture in the vise, loosen it up, and then I tilt this whole thing sort of straight up and down. I'll move the camera in just one sec. Okay. Now just give me one sec, move some of this. I got so much stuff piled up in here. Now with this sort of roughly in place, the next thing to do is to put something on it to hold the rails straight across from each other. See if this fits. A scope or something of that nature's scope mount is generally the ticket. That should, and you just want to snug it. I mean, you know, you don't have to reef on it. You just want to keep it in line. Now with that said, I kind of cheat here a little bit, and I use an extension and a hex driver and a ratchet, and these already have Loctite on them, and that Loctite kind of makes things difficult. So I get them all started. Once they're all started, then obviously you can crank them down. I wish in a way that they didn't include the Loctite, because then you could just use the liquid and crank it down quicker, but with the Loctite already set up, it does kind of, I'm just doing these back ones, does kind of make things slightly difficult. I had a Fortis rail, the Rev. Well, first I had the factory quad rail, the Samson. It was way too heavy. Hated it. Then I got the Daniel Defense Lite, the first one with the 6 bolts. I actually think that that's probably the best rail for the piston guns. And then I got rid of it. The person that got it for me, we had a falling out, and so I just decided to get rid of it. It was a gift. And I went with the Fortis. I kind of wanted the Fortis. When I had the Daniel Defense, the 1.0, I had it for a while, and then the Fortis came out. And I thought, wow, that Fortis... I thought, wow, that Fortis looks cool. Well, when I got it, after I had that falling out with my friend, at first I hated it. I mean, the customer service from Fortis sucks. I mean, it is unreal how bad it sucks. I mean, it really does. Well, I sold it, and I got a good deal on this one, so I sold it. And, you know, the thing that I like about the Fortis, the one thing I can say that really rocks, is it's so thin because of the key mod. It is just outrageously thin, which is good, you know, for grabbing. For holding on to. But its mounting system, it's very easy to mount. It uses a standard barrel nut. Nothing proprietary. Basically what you want to do is when you do these, I do them to where they're all very close to snugging up. And then you do them like a lug nut. You do one on this side, then the opposite one, then the one over here, and then the opposite one. But I will say that that's really the only advantage I think that the Fortis has over the Daniel Defense is it's thinner. Naturally much thinner. I do this tilted up. I know a lot of people in the videos they don't, but I tilt this up because I just let gravity kind of work in my favor. Now, let me double check this paper to see if they say... Oh, here's where I got it confused. If you look at my thumb, you'll have to pause it. But it says tighten all 4 screws using the supplied Allen wrench in an alternating pattern. If you have an inch-pound torque wrench, the torque specs is 32 inch-pounds. That's where I got it confused. So 32 inch-pounds for these bolts, which comes out to be about 2.66 foot-pounds if you don't have an inch-pound. And I do, you know, the 1/4 inch would definitely work for this, but honestly, if you just snug them up good, they're Loctite. But I wouldn't monkey wrench them, that's for sure. After all, 2 point something pounds is not a lot. We're almost done here, and then I'll show you the gas block, because you're going to have to line it up. I literally snug these up till they're done without over tightening them. Okay, one more, just double check this last one and we're done. Okay, done. Okay. So now I'll move you back. take the vise, open it up, run this back down to position, normal position. Okay, now let me get you straightened out here. Now cam you to the front. Okay, now same thing here. You're going to want to take whatever held this in place, in this case my spark, Old Faithful here, and run it down here. Whoop, spark might not work. Oh, yeah, spark might. Okay, that's not going to work. So, oh, how about, let's see, what do I got in here that, what about this? Get that off of there. How about the thorn tail? Yeah, it should work. Kind of open this up just a bit. Maybe, maybe not. Let me just use one screw. I think that's the problem. Okay. Now if I can reach around the camera here and bolt this thing up. Now again, you don't have to crank on this. You're just lining it, everything up straight. Okay, now that looks good. So then what you want to do, gonna have to, one more time, change your position here. These two bolts for your gas block. Gotta snug them up. Now, I snug them up, and then I use the short side. Now, you're gonna want to really kind of give these a good snugging, if that's a word. Okay, without bending your wrench, obviously. Now note, there's no brake. Obviously you have to do this with the brake off. So you take whatever brake you have. I have to put my shims back on. I don't use rock set, Loctite. None of that. Crank that down. Now you'll notice this groove I have cut in my brake. You'll see what that's all about in a second. Get out your 3/4 wrench. I guess I already had mine out. The shims kind of stick out and it makes this wrench kind of tight. Now, here's where those grooves come into play. This is only for you Adam's Arms guys. Other guys won't have to worry about it. But it's for my gas key, or my plug, whatever you prefer to call it. I don't think I got that piston rod quite lined up. This is kind of the tricky part of this whole thing, is getting this rod to go. But anyway, when this comes into play, you see that that's not quite, so you got to give it a little. When it's straight, this will go in nice and easy. It looks straight. There we go. It actually felt like it needed just a little bit more there. And we'll just double check. See, there we go. Nice and smooth. Everything's good to go. Take the thorn tail off. Now, silly me did not witness mark these the other day before I took them off. But I really haven't shot since I had this on, so I'm sure things will have to be moved anyway. But pretty much there you go. I'll back it out, kind of raise you up here a little bit and flip you, give you an idea. And that's on a Spikes Gen 2 billet. And it only took us about 27 minutes, live time, no fast forwarding. So, you have any questions, comments? This is exactly, if I can get this straightened out, that's pretty much what we just put on. AR-15 Light Rail 2 9.5 front sight post assembly. XDD 08066 for the Adams Arms carbine length gas system. So, alright, have a good day.